Apple is supposedly making a world iPhone, and it won its Star case, finally. And Verizon is officially attacking Steve Jobs and the iPhone with its new Droid packaging. Today is Monday, November 16th, and it's time for Tech Weekly. So as in the beginning, supposedly Apple is making a world iPhone. This phone would have the Qualcomm chip that would enable it to go on GSM, UMTS networks along with Verizon and other CDMA networks. So they'd only sell one phone, one version of the iPhone, as opposed to making a CDMA one and a GSM one. Um, According to the rumor, it's supposed to hit in Q3 of 2010, but claims have also been said that the chip wouldn't be ready for mass production until the beginning of 2011. And so, as you know, it's a giant rumor. It's also rumored that this new World phone would be smaller with a 2.8-inch screen as opposed to the over 3-inch screen that we have on the current iPhone. Just take this rumor as kind of a grain of salt because we really don't know if it's true or not. It would also fit though if it was true, since in Q3 of 2010 that's when the exclusivity of AT&T in the U.S. would be ending. So it would make sense that they release a new iPhone for a CDMA network such as Verizon. But looking at how things are with Verizon making fun of Apple and the iPhone with all its new Droid commercials and the coverage commercials, I don't know if that's going to be happening so much. In other news, Apple finally won its Star case with the copyright infringement. It won the other day, and basically Star can't make any more of their Hackintoshes by basically what Star did was take OS 10 and put it on non-Apple machines, which was obviously less expensive. You could have it on a laptop or any of their desktops that they offer. They offer various tiers of models. They said that the accusations were that Star was doing copyright infringement, creation of derivative works, copyright misuse, DMCA violations, which is the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. You can read up on that on Wikipedia if you'd like. And there are also remaining issues that were covered. This case only covered the leopard. Apple and Star are still fighting a separate case for snow leopard in Florida. So we haven't really heard the end of this yet, but leopard has been settled. And of course, Star can't appeal this case, but I don't think that they really have the money to appeal this case. So for now, it's done and over with for leopard. Snow leopard still has, I guess, a fighting chance. In other Apple-loving news, the mayor-elect of Seattle, Mike McGinn, is trying to change most of Seattle into an Apple atmosphere. Unlike his other opponents, he uses an iPhone. And not only that, but he's trying to switch all of the city's computers, well, the public buildings' computers, to Macs as opposed to PCs. In fact, he consulted the city's IT specialists, and they said that that would be a possibility, and they could do that. In fact, he also declined a transition in which most people would have the government agencies use Blackberries. He declined that notion and changed it so that all of the government officials in Seattle would use iPhones instead. Ironically, Microsoft started in Redmond, which is a little district in Seattle, a little suburb, and now they're changing it all to Apple and leaving its home and Microsoft's home city without any PCs, which is pretty funny. You can find other quotes by him in the Wall Street Journal. I think they wrote a story on him. And finally, Verizon's attack on the iPhone and AT&T takes its supposed proverbial gloves off. In a recent anti-iPhone attack, they have in an ad in the Sports Illustrated quote. This is exactly what it says. This is a world of nope, nuh-uh, and sorry, Charlie. A world of smiling denial, petty tyrannies that have made their way into our cell phones, into the very way we choose to speak to another human being. There are dozens of dozens. Doesn't allow customization, doesn't run multiple apps, doesn't allow you to swap out batteries, doesn't allow open development. These arrogant little devices are barely worth more than the pocket lint they rest upon. Because now there's a phone so smart, so strong, so subservient to its user, it refuses to include doesn't in its dictionary app. So, ouch. Now they're actually taking a jab at Steve Jobs himself in the beginning by the tyrannies and Apple and just the iPhone and its sort of downfalls. But I don't personally. I think that this isn't really helping Verizon to get the iPhone once the exclusivity for AT&T ends. What I want to know is what you guys think. You think that even though Verizon's kind of playing dirty for to promote the Droid, which is Android device, Android 2.0, in fact, is this hindering the effect that they're gonna have when they try to talk up a deal, even though they have already tried talking up deals with Apple, and when their exclusivity ends in AT&T, was gonna be a determining factor whether or not Apple goes to Verizon for its CDMA version, or let's say Sprint, or other CDMA versions around the world, or just go to T-Mobile, or any other carrier. Will this have an underlying effect? Because as we know before from other rumors of the discussions that they've had with Verizon, Verizon, like it's on its other phones, likes to have its own interface, its own app store, its own, I guess, lackings. Most Verizon phones don't have Wi-Fi, for example. And of course they put in limitations on the iPhone, and Apple does not want that. Apple wants nothing, that wants no carrier influence on its phone, like it has been doing with AT&T. So I just want to know, what do you think about that? I think that it'll help. Well, obviously it won't help Verizon get the iPhone, but will it hurt it significantly, where Apple will not go to Verizon at all for the iPhone as its carrier? Let me know in a comment or video reply below, and of course, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. This is Monday, November 16th, and you've just been teched up.